can give you the
Right.
people skills. I can give you those strategies, how to navigate, how to move in a way where you again, you don't lose any masculinity, but you still have a presence in wherever you are. I can teach you how to be the father that your kids need. I can teach you how to break, like Gordon, you were talking about the 1950s. I can't tell you how many times I've heard, like, oh, why don't relationships like in the 1950s and the 40s and this and this and that and that. I'm like, do you really want that? I mean, how many stories do we have about grandpa going out and having kids with all these different women, and then grandma just kind of stuck it out? Like, that's not healthy. That wasn't good. How many stories have you heard back then where women were oppressed because maybe the man felt he thought he had to control things, or that's how he was a man and things like that. Like, it wasn't all sweet in the 1950s,
No.
right? Yeah, it wasn't sweet like that. So, or the 60s, or the 70s, or the 80s, or the 90s, or
90.
the rolled all the way up, right? Right. We've been experiencing the same issues and the same problems in relationships, the same ones they had back then, the same ones we're dealing with now. But by being here, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how you can be the best husband. We're going to talk about how you can be the best father. We're going to talk about how you can give back to your community. We're going to talk about how you can excel at work, excel in your friend group. We're going to talk about all that stuff and get into depth. But this is something that's critically important in a man's lives and probably one of the greatest stressors. I know for me, even my relationship with my wife, that in my life, that probably has been the greatest stressor. Not work, not money, not kids, not anything like that.